Ayubowan. We were discussing about quantum healing and reconnective healing in our previous episode, and we came to a very important point. And this episode is a connecting episode of that what we want to discuss further, or of the next level. How can we make it practical, and how can we understand that more? So today also we have our guest Saha with us. So without further ado, let's go straight to the point, because I think now we don't need any introduction about you further, because we know that we already know you. So I wanted to ask you, like, connecting from the previous episode, we want to understand more about how we can relate this, like how the audience can understand this fully. So if we talk about mind, body, and soul, spirit, whatever, so because people think that being healthy is like eating healthy food, or having a healthy lifestyle, like eating, drinking. So they're concerned about what they intake physically. So how can you relate? How can you make your mind and spirit also, like, how can you do that cleansing part? So sometimes what you feed in to your body can have a negative effect. So it can make you obese, so it can make you sick. But we don't often realize that mind also had the same vulnerability about what we feed on, without knowing that we feed on certain things. Yes. So how can you discuss that? How can we explain that?
I'm glad you started off with that, because
Yes.
that's central to what we're talking about, this union between mind, body, spirit, or mind, body, soul, how you want to see it. We are so good at treating the physical body, whether it's food, whether it's all physical.
Yes.
But everything starts in the mental frame.
Mm-hmm.
So no matter what the disease, how rare it is, how hard it is to pronounce the name, everything is psychosomatic. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm sure the medical fraternity would get upset with my comment, but we have to face the truth. Mm-hmm. This is what myself and thousands of regression hypnotherapists find out, that the root cause of the illness is started with the thought process. Mm. An experience that gave some thoughts, then it became feelings, the feelings became emotions. Emotions are energy in motion. Okay. Now, if something is not in motion, if you have a glass of water sitting for 1 week, what's going to happen to that water? It's going to start stinking.
Yes.
Right? So same with our emotions. Mm-hmm. So if it's not in motion, if it's not released, if it's not expressed, if it's suppressed, mm-hmm. then it affects the physical body. It manifests as a disease. Mm-hmm. It needs to get out of your system.
So you think you mean to say, like, disease is not a physical thing itself, it has a connection with your mental state.
Yeah. If you take the word disease, it's dis-ease. Something that's not in ease.
Not ease, yes.
Right? It's an imbalance. Right? So it happens at the mental level. Mm-hmm. So if you don't handle that dis-ease, that balance at the thought level, emotional level, keep it inside, we don't express it, mm-hmm. and continuously we think about what happened 20 years ago. As I said in my previous episode, that the mind doesn't know what happened in the past and what's happening now. Mm-hmm. So he's watching that old movie over and over again, living in the same vibration.
Yes.
Right? So what happens internally? Your body is reliving that experience. Your body goes into fight, flight, or freeze mode. All your hormones are under fire now.
That memory can bring you,
yes.
take you back to that trauma.
Yeah. If you were to plug you in now to a device, and I take you to a place where it was a beautiful time, mm-hmm. your brain waves and your heart rhythm will be very different to the times they go to the most sad funeral that you went to. Mm-hmm. Immediately it'll change. Mm-hmm. Because we can't see that, we are not aware of it. Mm-hmm. So a disease in the body is the final stage of that thought that didn't get expressed. It became an emotion now, from a feeling to an emotion. So once we heal that, mm-hmm. the disease comes back to ease. And that's how the illness disappears.
Okay, like, by talking to someone who is having some trauma within, some pain, carrying pains inside. So talking to them and bringing it out and making them to release it can heal someone. Yes. Is that what you
Yes, so there's a couple of levels of it. Mm-hmm. most people go for therapy.
Yeah.
And I think it's good because they have some opportunity to talk about it, to release. I tell people during COVID, going back to COVID,
Yes.
when people were stuck, I told them, go out to the park and speak to a tree, hug a tree. Just be there in your own apartment, just come out, talk to a tree. Don't keep it inside. And some people actually started hearing back from the trees, feeling they couldn't wait to see their tree in the evenings. Because the tree is not judging you. It's not telling you you're terrible, you shouldn't have done that. It just listens.
Yeah, that reminds me of something that we do as a. I don't know whether you are familiar with this Buddhist ritual that we do about Bodhi Puja. We go to the Bodhi tree, and we tell the Bodhi about our problems.
Yes.
And sometimes you feel really relaxed, relieved. So that's something like maybe that therapy that you can do on your own.
Yeah. It's wonderful. People talk to the ocean, people talk to rivers, people talk to trees, because everything is consciousness.
Yes.
Understand, we are all interconnected. I mean, in a separate topic, we talk about the research about how plants understand the voices of people at home. Who orders them, who admires them, the plants react to it.
Yes, I also have heard that, like, sometimes, like, it's observed that when there are plants in an area where people are, like, most of the time they have observed that if you have a branch towards the house where you can hear most of the people's voices, so they fruit more than the other side. So so there's a connection, is it?
Oh, definitely, definitely. And the more positive vibration we talk about, the sweeter the fruit be, the prettier the flowers would be. So there's layers of it.
Okay.
But yeah, this is something that's we are all interconnected. So you need to express. You can't suppress things. Why people get into depression? Because of suppression.
Suppression, yes.
They suppress their emotions, they end up in depression. So how do somebody go into a higher state of awareness? Through expression.
Yeah.
Expression causes expansion. So this is the simple truth of.
Yes. So would you like to share some of your experience with your patients that you hear, that you have healed? Like we don't, some of the things that you cannot share, like, but the things that we can learn, that we can get as an example. So how we can relate it to us, likewise.
So globally, you know that lots of people are suffering from cancers.
Yes,
right?
that's. So do you think that you can treat something like cancer, because cancer is kind of most how do you say, the most untreatable diseases in the world?
That is the linear allopathic understanding, but that is not the truth. As we speak, everybody has cancer cells in their body right now.
Free radicals.
Yeah,
in terms
but
of,
actual cancer cells are going on.
There, okay.
So let me come to a practical example, because I would like to take a little bit time to explain cancer, because our audience who's watching this could actually reverse cancers and save lives.
Really?
So I want to share this with a little bit of time, because it could have great meaning for people. So if you are carrying a seed in your pocket or your wallet, or is it sitting on your desktop, something, would it start to grow?
No.
What will it take for it to grow? For you to plant it in the right amount of soil, the right temperature, moisture, the right depth.
Then the conditions, you have to give the perfect conditions.
Exactly.
Yes.
Now, we all have cancer cells. Okay? When the conditions are right, it tends to get together and start to create a physical cancer in the body that we see. When the conditions are right.
Okay.
What are the conditions?
Yes.
All emotional.
Emotional.
Yes. And stress. So, you must have heard the story about, oh, it's in your genes, it's genetic, it comes from your genes. No. Everybody has genes, but the genes are not out there to kill you. The genes will change their activity based on your surroundings. If you are in a very stressful environment, a country with a lot of war or civil unrest or whatever your fear, will cause this to happen in your body, because you're in a state of imbalance within you, right? Sometimes people would lose a loved one, and all of a sudden they found that they had a cancer, or like, okay, now they got 3 months to live or whatever. So The cancer will become life-threatening when we have given it the right conditions. It's not always the food. It's not because you smoke. Yeah, these are what I call the fertilizer.
Okay.
Just because you
Fertilizer,
smoke, it
yes.
doesn't mean you're going to get cancer. Okay? Just because you ate something is not going to give you cancer.
Mm-hmm.
These are the fertilizers to the cancer that you have emotionally planted. Now the physical food you're eating is affecting the cancer, it's feeding it. So it's not the cause of it. Okay? So when we go to the root cause, we can heal it. Now, what are the two most supportive emotions that causes cancer? Anger and guilt.
Yes, that of course brought to something that I can relate to the society, current day society of Sri Lanka. So most of the time we say in media or social media, the anger is spread, hatred is spread. So people have so negative thoughts. So they're looking for that negative feed. So as you said previously, the algorithms bring you what you have already searched for.
Exactly.
So these days, it's my search. My search feed is more, like mostly with elephant, because I was searching for elephants lately. Likewise, if someone is more interested in talking about hatred, conflicts, or certain that negative things, negative that carries negative energy. So the people, if the majority of the people are feeding on those things, that can have a big impact on the society, I would say, because that's why we have seen increased violence, increased conflicts, or people talk about, people attack each other. So rather than like we know that there's an increased tendency of violence, and as well as there's increased like physical conditions also, like there are a lot of health issues. Sometimes you don't know what's the real root cause. So that explains a lot, because we are only focusing on what we eat, what we drink, but we are not focusing on what we feed our minds.
Yes.
That explains a lot.
Yes. That's the root cause.
Yes.
Because it's a separate topic. We can talk one day how our thoughts
Yes.
even affects our choices of food. And then because of that thought, we eat a certain kind of food. Then in return, that food again affects our thoughts. So we are caught in a continuous loop.
Okay, so what about like people's, so it's a common understanding that if you eat chocolate can change your moods. So likewise, if someone is more addicted to alcohol, or someone wants to have a cigarette to ease off their moods, so does that explain something like that, like for us? So if someone is in a bad mood, we might say, okay, have a piece of chocolate. So likewise, if someone is constantly going for something like alcohol or drugs or cigarettes,
Yes.
so that is something related to their mindset, or it's just a...
I'm glad you asked that question, because every addiction is not that somebody's bad or somebody's got a real weakness. Every addiction, whether you go to the gym for 6 hours, whether you're staying up till 3 o'clock ordering things from Temu, right? Or whether you are buying all the latest gadgets, it's a form of addiction.
Yes.
You going from one weekend at one hotel to another one's a form of addiction. All these things, the most common ones are drugs and alcohol, right?
Yes.
But porn is the same, shopping is the same, whatever, even watching TikTok's an addiction, right?
Yes.
But understand why you're doing this is the key. Every single addiction, okay, is a response, is a coping mechanism for unhealed trauma. To avoid the pain of something we had, we are doing this. But those people are so helpless because nobody to talk to is being there, and it's like taking an aspirin for a tumor.
Yeah.
Numb the pain. Again, they do it. So it's an escape from their trauma. Addiction is nothing but a coping mechanism or an escape from trauma. And so this is where it happens. But yeah, it's a cycle.
Yes.
But I just want to go back to cancer to finish something off.
Yes.
So anger and guilt are the
Mhm.
two main extremely costive acids in the body.
Mhm.
Okay? So when you're angry with someone, even if it's silent resentment,
Yeah.
I can't stand you, but I don't say it.
Mhm.
Every time I see you, I'm so angry, but oh, hi, nice to see you, nice blouse. This is causing more pain within me. I'm better off saying it to your face, but I don't do it because I want to be accepted and whatever, you know, maybe fire me from my job, okay?
Mhm.
But the other is guilt. I should have done that. I shouldn't have done that. So no amount of thinking this should have, could have, would have is not going to help you. It happened in the past.
Yes.
But people take guilt. If only I did this, my son would be living, or I would have had this, or I would have married the right guy, or had the best wife. It's all happened. But that guilt is causing constant stress in your body. It becomes a cancer. Anger can go into hatred,
Yes.
which causes a cancer. Now, I'll just take this step. How many times have you heard that somebody had cancer and there was a surgical intervention and the doctor said, perfect surgery, cancer is
Yes.
gone?
Yes.
How many times have you heard that it returned in 6 months or?
Yes. Many a times I have.
Okay.
Yes.
Sometimes the same place,
Yes.
sometimes a different place.
Yeah.
And how many times you have heard that the second time too, it was a perfect surgery. They managed to take it out.
Yeah.
How many times have you heard that it came back the third time and they said you have 2 weeks?
Yes.
Now that's where we start. What did they remove? The physical cancer. They did not remove the root. The root is emotional.
So the people think like giving chemotherapy or radiation can kill cancer cells.
Only the physical cancer.
Physical cancer.
But it doesn't cause, it's like you cutting down a tree, removing all the roots. And you have a beautiful garden, look at it, all flat. But all the roots are still there.
But it can sprout again.
Yes, 2 more showers, nice moisture, and you see little babies coming up again. Right? So what the people removed, the surgeon is right from his perspective. What's seen, he removed. But he couldn't remove the emotion. So if the person concerned has not emotionally healed, there's a very, very, very high probability it'll come back worse every single time till the time it'll kill them. So this is very important to understand because the root cause is in your blood as energy. Each time you're upset or guilty, your blood becomes acidic.
Yes.
No cancer can survive in alkaline blood.
Yeah.
How does blood become acidic? Through our thoughts.
Yes. That explains something like sometimes when you are in your last stage, also when you know that get to know that you have a cancer and you have limited time to live. So sometimes you resonate and you come to a realization that okay, what I have been thinking about life, so everything that I was hating, so everything, so just it has no future or something. You come to a realization and you abandon those things. And sometimes the moment that you abandon those things and you go through the surgery or whatever, then they extend their lives. That explains something that what you told.
Yes, 100%. So I could just bring a story that happened about, I think, 3 years ago. A friend of mine told me that somebody that I know is having a cancer and is its last stages. So I told him, he said, man, he's gone through a number of things, but this time it looks like he won't pull through. So I told him, just tell him to forgive whoever he needs to forgive. And he said, how do I do that? I said, he's now like unconscious. I said, hearing still works. I said, no, only his partner is there. Then he said, can I get you a call? So I said, yeah. Got a call, and this lady came on the phone, and I said, listen, I met your partner a few years ago. He goes, yeah, I remember you. I said, listen, I'm sorry to hear about his condition. Just tell him that whatever the experience, from maybe 5 years old, from maybe 25, whatever, just let it go. Forgive the people, forgive the situation and the experience. Just forgive, at least now. If he does that, there's a chance that he might even come back. The cancer would disappear. For those people who are watching this, watch Anita Moorjani, Dying to Be Me. Okay, this will be a very good example. I just took that pause to tell you that. But for this person, so this lady was listening. The next thing you know, she's crying. She just hung up the phone. So my friend is asking me, what did you tell her? I said, you heard me what I told her. Then he said, oh, bro, I think it makes sense. So what happened was this man and this woman in their early days, she was seeing another man, this man's best friend. And he couldn't understand that my best friend, okay, cheated, right? He took my wife. Many years, I don't know, even more than 30 years, but they decided to live in the same house for the sake of society. One floor for her, one floor for him. They'll go to public places as a couple, but they were just like roommates, okay? And every single time this person gets drunk at a party, in front of everyone, he will say, she did this to me. My best friend did this to me. And to that day, he was carrying this. And that's the reason when I told this lady, she started crying. So his cancer was not because this is that anger he carried for 30 years. 30 years. So if anybody out there is having a cancer, first thing, don't hate the cancer. Don't say this God-forsaken disease or whatever. No, the moment you say that, your cancer grows faster because it's responding to your chemical reactions in your body. It's decided to go, because, oh, you hate me? Okay, I'm going to go faster. First thing is send love to your cancer.
Yeah.
You say, I know you have come for a reason to show me an imbalance. I'm grateful that you showed up and causing this pain. So I'm now aware of what I need to work. Thank you for giving me this message, and forgive whoever or whatever that you have not done, even if they're dead and gone. It could be your father-in-law. It could be your first boyfriend. Even if they're not in this plane, you forgive. Because forgiveness is not something you give to somebody else. It's
Give it to
something,
yourself.
give it to yourself so you could move past, beyond that experience. So wherever you're going, even if the cancer is killing you, you're going there with no excess baggage.
Yes, that's true. Because the hatred is something that, like, you're allowing someone to be in your heart without paying you any rent. So that's
Exactly.
that
Yeah,
explains
yeah.
a lot. And as the final point, what's the message that you can give it to the society, that you gave a specific message to those who are having cancer? So, but how can you advise our society on how can we improve our lives as in general?
I love that question, because whenever I do talks or wherever I engage, I always want to give something back to whoever who's listening. It could make sense to them now, maybe 5 years, maybe somebody 10,000 miles away. Doesn't matter. The first thing to do, to find your balance and not waste your money, right? So imagine you had, I don't know, 100,000 rupees. And you go out there buying all the alcohol and all the worst kind of foods and all the nonsense. 100,000 was spent, but what did you get? Nothing. But if you take that 100,000 and you spend that on things that are good for you, well, then you can show something, right? Something for your transformation. So your energy is the same. If you waste it on things that don't get you anything, you're going to go bankrupt, right?
Exactly.
But if you invest your energy on things that's going to give you a transformation, a reward, a higher vibration, then you're growing.
Yes.
Right? So the first thing to do is, how do I invest my energy? Because wherever your attention goes, your energy goes.
Yes.
If your attention is in some kind of a war somewhere and you have a preferred side, your attention goes there, your energy goes there. So the energy that you need to heal your body, to find your own balance, is invested on something so useless.
You should invest in good things.
Yes.
With good returns.
Exactly. So that doesn't mean you cannot avoid the negativity you will see, but you could always choose whether you're going to be a witness to it or you're going to be a participant with it. You could engage it, send the bad news to everybody in your Facebook and WhatsApp, and look for this news everywhere for 4 days, or you see something bad and say, oh, I pray for whoever who's involved and I send them light and just go on to something good. So it's up to you to manage your finances, and your energy, your vibration is also your finances. If you were to see it disappearing, you will be very careful, just like you're with your bank account. you being in the financial side, you can
Yes,
understand, right?
the balancing.
If
Yes.
somebody rich is buying all the useless things,
Yeah,
he can't even run his business afterwards because
of
there's no
course.
working capital. He decided
Yes.
to go on a holiday,
Yes,
right?
true, yes.
It's the same. So as a practical thing to do every day, when you see negative things, right? When you see never-ending worse scenarios, disconnect yourself. You don't need to participate. You don't need to see every day what happened, whether they caught the guy or the childhood of the murderer. You don't need that stuff. And use that energy to appreciate what's right in front of you.
Yes.
So when I woke up during COVID time, I say, wow, I slept in a very comfortable bed. I had air conditioning, fresh sheets, multiple pillows. I got great sleep. Then I wake up, I have a bathroom with all the things I need, hot water, cold water, unlimited. I had a clean towel, fresh underwear, new clothes, fridge full of stuff. I'm like, wow. I'm thinking what I'm going to eat today as a choice where there are millions or even billions of people, maybe half the world probably, waking up and thinking not what I'm going to eat, but if and when would I get something to eat.
Yes.
So if you focus on what you have and you have gratitude for what you have, the fact that you have a home, the fact that you have food, the fact that you have friends and family, the fact that you have things that you could use for your career, even a phone, even a laptop that helps
Appreciate
you to grow,
what you have.
appreciate what you have, including the people in your life.
Yes. Rather than focusing on negative things,
Exactly.
appreciating what they give you.
Yes. It's habitual to find mistakes everywhere, complain, and then it's like you're not just stepping on dog poop, you're walking in the entire carpets of the entire hotel with it.
Yes.
So you don't need to do that. Nobody benefits from it.
Yes.
You knew you stepped on dog poop, wash it, change your shoes, that's it. You don't need to take it everywhere you go in your laptop bag.
That's really good example that you can do.
Yeah.
Okay, then thank you very much for giving these insights that we can relate, because in a very simple manner, how I think our viewers also have got this message that you wanted to pass through. Because we were talking about the mind, body and soul, and also about the energy, frequency and vibration. So everything finally lead to, we all want to have a good life.
Yes.
We all do,
Yes.
we all want to be happy and
Yes.
have a balanced life.
Yes.
So
as a passing thought, I'll say your mind is like a key,
yeah.
right? The same key that locks the door is what opens the door as well.
Yes.
So the same energy you invest on negativity is the same energy you can invest on positivity.
Yes. What goes around comes around.
Yeah.
What you have, what you feed into yourself, that's what you spread.
Yeah.
So that's why we see some people. There are some people that they always give you joy, but there are some people who always give you hatred, negative thoughts.
Yeah.
So be someone who can spread joy, happiness, love, and be a pleasant person,
Yeah.
right?
Be
so
nice to at least one person every day.
Yes.
Because you don't know what baggage they are carrying. But your one word, one smile, and one little appreciation, maybe the blouse they're wearing, maybe the
Yes.
tie they're wearing could change their vibration. It's so powerful. Somebody who's about to commit suicide will change their mind because they got a little bit of love even through a contact. So that's the greatest way to put your energy out there.
Yes, that's a very powerful message. A small change can make a big impact.
Big one.
Yes, okay. Thank you very much for joining us. And I'm sure that all of you also learned something. It's not something new actually. We knew all these things, but we didn't know how to relate this. That's one part. And there may be people those who have never heard of these kind of things because they have been always feeding on negative things.
Yeah.
So this is the opportunity for you to change your perception.
Yeah.
So I would like to invite all of you to be a pleasant person, be joyful, and be someone who spread love, happiness,
Yes.
and positive energy.
I would like to add one more passing comment
Okay.
for our audience. So what happens when you quieten the noise here, you clear the garbage, you don't put any more garbage than it's already there, then you are able to go from here to here. This is the world of duality, the one that compares, the one that wants to fight, the one that wants to compete. This only knows how to be and being in love. That's all. This one decides who deserves love. This one only knows how to love. right? So when you go there, other things become normal for you. Being able to see future, being able to see things, being able to see energy, being able to see other dimensions, being able to talk to animals. All this becomes a possibility when you go away from this, the busy part here, into the quietness of your heart.
Yes,
So,
thank you very much for bringing out that being able to speak to animals. So we will join with you with another episode of about interspecies communication and how we can resolve some of the problems that we have currently. And thank you very much for joining. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ayubowan again.
Ayubowan, I'm grateful for the elephants who connected us.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.